to discipline a child or a puppy. Discipline is temporary, although it breaks their heart when they're going through it, and sometimes ours when we put our child or a puppy that we're training or something that we're working towards with them in a time or a period of discipline. It could change their behavior, right? And so I myself have done so, right, with my child, and they don't always like the discipline that they get, and they feel it's the end of the world, and that you don't love them, and therefore that's why you're doing this, when in fact disobedience is actually a practice of training to be able to uh, train someone, or train a puppy if you don't have children, to obey rules, obey like a code of behavior or a correction for something that they did that they weren't supposed to do. Of course, it's not very comforting to them when they're in the midst of it, but they do learn from it. And so in Jeremiah, we continue to see how the people of Israel are getting ready to be, or already in, a time of judgment, right? And as we read through our chapters this evening, Jeremiah 46, 47, and 48, we see that God is comforting the people of Israel as he prepares to then place judgment on the nations. And so it's broken down a little bit different than the last couple of chapters that we've read. And as we jump into verses 27 and 28, you will see how God's mercy once again just continues to show through, even during a time of judgment. Amen. Let's jump into Jeremiah chapter 46, verses 27 and 28. English Standard Version read, "But fear not, O Jacob, my servant, nor be dismayed, O Israel. For behold, I will save you from far away, and your offspring from the land of their captivity. Jacob shall return and have a quiet and ease, and none shall make him afraid." Verse 28, "Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, declares the Lord, for I am with you. I will make a full end of all the nations to which I have driven you, but of you I will not make a full end. I will discipline you in just measure, and I will by no means leave you unpunished." Amen. And so these words are very powerful because he is comforting Israel through this time. And he's telling them that the nations that were against them and helped them in captivity would also face judgment. He was not going to tolerate what they had done either, because of course they went far beyond what they were supposed to. And so God promises Jacob and Israel that he would never leave them. He's like, don't fear, do not be afraid. Even though you have to go through this process of disobedience, this process of this judgment because of your disobedience, you will come out of this, and I will be with you. They will not completely destroy you. And it's a promise of restoration to Israel and Judea, that returning from exile and the end of the nations would occur, but he would never leave them. Amen. He will never, just like he does with us, he will never leave us nor forsake us. Israel would be saved from the exile, and Jacob, which was Yahweh's chosen, would return home and will survive. It was just a measure of discipline that they had to go through, as we saw in chapter 30 of Jeremiah, verses 10 and 11. And it's also spoken about in Isaiah 41, 8 through 10. It says repeatedly in these, "Fear not, I am with you. Do not be dismayed. I am your God. I will strengthen you and uphold you with my righteous hand." And so this is so encouraging for many of us as we go through challenges, or as we go through aspects in our lives, or areas in our lives, right, that we may feel dismayed or discouraged, to know that God promised us to he will be with us. He will not leave us nor forsake us. And so I hope you find this encouraging this evening. If you didn't get a chance to read these, I hope you do focus a little bit on these two verses, which are so encouraging in many times in our lives when we find it difficult to get through something that we're going through. That even though we may be facing a difficult time in our life, maybe judgment for something that has occurred, or that we need to correct, or maybe, as our children, that we put them in timeout for something that they have done, that we can grow and be encouraged that no matter what, God will never leave us nor forsake us. Amen. Well, I hope you enjoy this. I will give you back your Friday evening, and we hope to see you this Sunday. It is First Fruits, and can't wait to see everyone there. On Sunday morning, we will have service at 9, a mini breakfast at 10:30, followed by the word at 11, and we will fellowship and celebrate First Fruits, as well as several people will be getting baptized. I hope to see you there. God bless. Bye-bye.